Hi, it's Rob. I'm going to show you how to build a simple page on your website using the Avada theme and Fusion Theme Builder. Now, I've been asked to put this page together. It's a simple page. It shows an ad for the massive gratitude to be celebrated by Bishop Mark Brennan. Below the ad is a form for submitting your prayer intentions. This form is built in Wufoo. The ad was created by our graphic designer, Amber Chambers. Those are already put together. But I'm going to show you how I built this page, give you some detail on using Avada's Fusion Builder. Okay, let's start from scratch. I'm going to log in, or I've logged in to my dashboard in WordPress. Excuse me. Now I'm going to go to Pages, Add New. Okay, I'm going to give this a title. I'll call it Mass Intentions. And now I'm going to click on the button that says Fusion Builder. I'm going to add a container. Now, let's start from simple. Go with a one-to-one container. Now, this is Fusion Builder, so what we have here is a container. That's the blue bar and what's under it. Inside the container are columns. Right now we have a one-to-one column. It's the whole width of the container. Inside the column, we can place elements. So the element that I'm going to place first is the form. So I'm going to click Element. I'm going to click Code Block because when I built this form in Wufoo, after I built the form, gives me an embed code so that I can embed the form on the website. Here's the embed code I have in Notepad. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it into our code block and save it. Now you can see in our container, we have the container, we have the column, we have the code for the form. So let's take a look at what it looks like already. Here's our page. You'll notice you don't see the container or the column, you just see the content, the element that's in there. So here's the form from the embed code, and it's on our page. Nothing very fancy, just a form on the page, and it's a little off center. Let's go back to the page editor. The off center part comes from the template. This one by default has a left sidebar. So I'm going to go over here to template and make it 100% width. Let's look at it again. Now our form takes the whole width of the page. This is a little wide, so let's tweak it a little. Go back to the page editor. Columns is the big help here. I'm going to add a couple more columns. Let's add 1/5 columns. There's a 1/5 column. Let's add another one by duplicating the 1/5 column. Now I'm going to make the column with the code in it 3/5. And I'm going to place the 1/5 columns on each side. You can see how you can drag and drop and resize to make the layout of your page as specific as you like and as customized. Let's take a look now. That's better. Now we have a nice form that's a reasonable size in the middle of the page. let's make this form a little more fancier. Let's give it a border. The border is done by adjusting the parameters in the column itself. Choosing the edit icon on the column, and the design tab, I can choose a border. Let's give it a border size of 1. When I choose that, it asks me what color I want. Let's choose black. Now, what kind of border style do I want? Solid, dashed, or dotted? Solid's fine. Border position, I can put it on just the top, the right, the bottom, or the left. Border radius is the curved corners. If we like that, let's give it a 10 pixel border radius. And then I'm also going to give it a 20 pixel padding. We don't need any margin. Let's see what it looks like now. There, that looks a little better. You can see there's 20 pixels of margin on all sides. You can see the thin black border and the border radius causing the curved corners. This is nice. Let's put in the graphic above it. I'm going to go back to the page editor. Now, if I put the graphic here in the same column, the graphic will be contained in the in the column with the border around it. I don't want that. I want the graphic above it. So I can do two things. I could copy the container, but I'm going to give the container a background. So what I'm going to do is copy all of this. So let's make actually, I'm going to go to columns, and I'm going to choose the same layout with blank columns. There they are. 1, 2, 3, just the same. Now let's put the graphic in here. So I click on the element. The graphic is an image. I'm going to upload the image. Here it is, already in my media library. Let's click on it, insert into page. I'm going to make sure it's centered. And that's all I need. Now I have an image. Let's see what we have so far. Okay, we have an image on the page, but it's in the wrong place. Let's go back to the editor. Let's drag the new columns above the old columns. Because I can drag and drop, makes this very easy to lay out the page to how I want it. Let's check it now. Now it's above, we could use a little space in here. So I can go to the column, design, and I can give it a little margin. Let's give it 40 pixels of margin on the bottom. Try that now. There it is. Now we have nice spacing. Now, I thought it'd be nice to put a little background in here. Remove the plain white. So let's go back to our page editor. Let's go to the container editing. Let's choose background. We're going to upload an image. And I have these pretty leaves uploaded already. Let's insert this into the page. Let's see what it looks like. Little hard to read the form. Let's go back to the editor. There's a couple things we can do. I'm going to go back to the container edit. I'm going to go to the background. Now we've put the image in, and I'm also going to add some color. What I'm going to add is plain white, but then I'm going to make it semi-transparent. Let's give it about 80%. Save that. See what it looks like. Didn't work yet. There's another step we need to do when we edit the background is in general under image. We're going to scroll down and we have to tell it what kind of background blend mode that we want. We're going to use overlay. Save that and look at it. Now you can see it's taken the white semi-transparent so that it makes the text a little easier to read. Now it's not so obtrusive on the page. However, it's still a little busy in the form. Let's just make the form solid white. So go back to our page edit, go to the container with the form, edit. Let's choose the background of this container as solid white. And let's take a look. Looking better. Now you'll notice the top has a little space in white, so does the bottom. That happens on the page, in the page editor. We're going to scroll all the way down. There are some page options on the bottom of the Avada theme. So I'm going to choose page. You'll see this is page content padding. It looks blank, but it has a default of 55 pixels. So I'm going to set the top and the bottom to 0. Let's have a look. Looking better, although now we actually need some space that's not white above and below there. So let's go to the container. In the container, we can go to design and we can say we want padding in the container, not outside the container. And we'll do 40 pixels on the top and 40 pixels on the bottom. And let's preview it. There it is. Little space on the top. There's our ad. There's our form. Some space on the bottom. And we'll take a look, one last look in the editor. So you can see we have one column. We have one container, sorry. We have 6 columns laid out for spacing and for content. This is just a quick sample of what you can do in Fusion Builder. Stay tuned for more videos just like this one. Thanks.